Everyone. My name is Carrie Marcus, and as this year's chair of the Ministry of Hope's Board of Directors, it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to our annual luncheon. Looking around the room today, I can't help but think back to the last time we all shared this space together. Ministry of Hope's 2024 luncheon took place 1 week to the day before Hurricane Yeah, that's right. I know we were lucky in that timing. I think all of us all this way. I think we can all agree that we have all lived a lot of life in the past 12 months and change. And as our community has been moving through this 10-year milestone, the anniversary of community government strategies, as our board has preparing for this luncheon, I've been thinking a lot about shared experiences. Whether you're a resident of Western Carolina Correctional Center for Women or a member of our broader community, I think we've all experienced these sort of crucible moments in life. Moments that likely you might not have chosen to experience, moments that perhaps you never saw coming, but moments that nonetheless come to us and leave us forever changed in their wake. The biggest predictor of success and contributor to resilience, both on an individual and community level when we're moving through these types of events, is whether we are surrounded by structures of support as we navigate these experiences. And as I think about the work that our community is called to do as we continue to recover together from Hurricane Helene, as I think about the work that Ministry of Hope continues to do, and it has been doing for more than a quarter century now, a few common themes emerge. A hope for healing, a belief in a better tomorrow, and really an investment in the collective care that we know is needed to get us on the other side of these moments together. So I want to thank all of you for being here, for believing in the work of Ministry of Hope. It is with your generosity that we are able to make possible this hope for healing, this belief in a better tomorrow, and this system of collective care that we all benefit from. So thank you so much for everything you do to make that possible. I have the distinct privilege of getting to introduce now some of the key people who contribute to our work at Ministry of Hope. I'd like to recognize first my fellow board members. Our Vice Chair, Kitty Kelly. Not sure, Kitty may still be working hard downstairs on the raffle and check-in. So Kitty is downstairs, thanks to Kitty. Our Treasurer, Amy Moore. Amy, back there, thank you. Catherine Wilson, our Secretary, and other board members, including Suzette Armistice. Where's Suzette?
Probably making coffee.
Probably also working. Sharon Fender, who's under the weather and unable to be with us today. Katie Hay, you made your way up, still downstairs. Margot Mullinax, thanks Margot. And Cindy Walton, who is out of town and unable to be here today. Endless gratitude also, of course, goes to our chaplains and staff, without whom we could not do any of this work. The Reverend Susan Berbrucki, where's Susan? Right there in the pink. And the Reverend Dr. Shannon Spencer. Where is Shannon?
She has a sick child.
Shannon, okay, dealing with a sick kiddo, that happens. And let's see, we have Executive Director Laurent Morrow, right in the back on the top. Susan Noblet, our Administrative Coordinator. Susan. Kelly Workman, our bookkeeper, who I do not believe is here.
She's not able to make it. And
Kara Jenkins, Transitional Mentoring Program. Where are you, Kara? So it is with all of your generosity and support and the hard work and deep care of all of those people that we are able to continue the work that we do at Ministry of Hope. And it's really a gift and privilege to be part of it. I'd like to welcome to stage now Reverend Kevin Bates to share a blessing. Kevin is the Executive Director of Swannanoa Valley Christian Ministry, as well as co-pastor of First Christian Church in Black Mountain. Thanks for being here, Kevin.
Well, friends, let us join together in a blessing and in prayer together. So will you pray with me? Gracious and compassionate Creator, we give you thanks today for gathering us together, those who serve, those who support, and those whose lives are touched by this ministry. We rejoice in the work of Ministry of Hope in bringing chaplaincy and pastoral care, mentorship, and reentry support to the women here in our community. Bless this meal that we are about to share. May it nourish our bodies, strengthen our spirits, and deepen our commitment to this mission. As we break bread together, let us be reminded of the dignity, the worth, and the potential of every person. Guide us to be instruments of healing and restoration and hope. Grant us wisdom to listen well, courage to walk alongside those in need, and compassion to see others as you see them. We pray especially for the chaplains, the volunteers, and the mentors. Equip them with patience and resilience and love. May their work bring light into dark places, and may they bear witness to transformation and renewal. Bless the women inside, soon to be released. May they sense your presence, find strength and community, and step into a future you intend for them. Let our time here nourish relationships, encourage generosity, and renew our vision for what is possible when grace meets need. In your name and hope and healing we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, lunch is served. Note that there are two sides of the banquet tables over there, so please move along both sides so we can all get food on our plates as soon as possible. And we have drinks in the back as well. So go ahead and come up there as you're ready in a nice, orderly, and compassionate way. Enjoy
No. Yeah. It's just like, oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Dessert first.
Is there a Susan Mangrum here? Susan, we got your mom.
How are you all? Early on, right? We're still barely. Hey. Hey, yes. See you. Even though you're not official, we're glad to meet you on the board or something. You know? You're up, bro? Yeah. Well, I need some music. You're right. We do. Yeah, you've been to a few of those. Oh, okay. Have you, you're still working for the government in one way or another? Covert operation. Yeah. Well, I remember we seen you some like so, yeah, Monty's gonna take nice bump right there. Filing my probation, like, you know. Well, it's pretty good. Yeah. How much money?
Yeah, from more people.
Is everyone enjoying their meal? Oh, good, good. We had a lot of questions about that. Our caterer this year was 67 Billboard. They're in Asheville. They've done the catering for us for a couple of years, and everybody just seems to really love it, so we just keep coming back for more. I'm going to do a few announcements, and just keep continuing to enjoy your lunch. Feel free to get up whenever you need to for beverages or cookies, which I think several people have already gotten in on that, so that's good. We have some staff here today from the facility. We have Warden Hemingway and Mr. Phillips. If you guys can give us a wave, I'm going to let Warden Hemingway speak and share just a little bit because they have to take off and go back to work. So anyway, if we could give them a round of applause for all that they do at the facility.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing well. The food was fabulous, as always. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate it. I just want to take a second to thank you from Western Correctional Center for all the support. We couldn't do what we do every day without the support of Ministry of Hope and all the people that come in, volunteer, our chaplains. We appreciate them so much because not just the offender population, they need this. They need this so bad. They need it for while they're there, and they need it when they leave. We need to, as a group, and as a facility, and as a support, we need to always uplift them, give them that encouragement, and let them know that there is something different outside here, and we want to promote that prior to them releasing. And so it is a great honor to be able to work with a lot of you in the room, a lot of you that I don't know. I'm Warden Hemingway, and I've just been the warden since June. I've actually been, I have been with the state for over 18 years, and the majority of my time has been at Western. I started out at Craggy, and then I came over to Western, and that's where I've been, except for a short stint. I left, still with the state, to be an auditor, but I came back because that's my passion. Helping people, uplifting people, and doing right by people is what I like to see at the facility. I want them to have the environment and all the things that can make them just better people. And us as human beings are supposed to uplift and make others better just by knowing us and by us sharing that support and encouragement. So I just want to thank the Ministry of Hope. I want to thank the offender population too, because they are so good about thanking us staff and the volunteers for what we do. And sometimes in the prison system, it's sort of a thankless job. You know, we work long hours and we try to make as much programming in a short amount of time. We try to give every opportunity for a class, for whatever it is, to succeed. And so I want to thank them because they support us and what we do. I get cards all the time. I get thank you notes all the time. I get so much support from the offender population. There's just a few that really don't like me. And usually, and I don't say that to boast, I say that usually because normally they have done something wrong and they have had to get a disciplinary or some type of punishment, and they blame it all on me, which is okay. It's okay. It won't be the first time and it won't be the last time, but we have to go through those valleys to get to the other side. And so, if whatever it is I do, just make somebody see something differently, or my kindness or your kindness make somebody feel a certain way about just the human race in general, we've done our part. And so I just want to thank you again. I hope you enjoy your lunch. I'm sorry Diddy calls back at work, but it is what it is. And just thank you for giving and supporting us, and have a great day.
Thank you so much for that, Sharon. We love our staff. It's such a great partnership that we have, and we're really lucky. That isn't at a lot of facilities, I don't think. And we've had that relationship for years now, so thank you again. Okay, let's see here. A few other announcements. Already mentioned the catering, 67 Biltmore. Ingles also provided these beautiful arrangements that are in the center of the tables. You could take one of them home for $15 donation. So if you're interested in doing that at the end of the event, grab that arrangement and just take it downstairs with you, and you can go where we're doing the raffle pickup downstairs, and you can pay them for the arrangement. So yeah. As I waved earlier in the program, I'm LaRonda Morrow-Teeple. I'm our part-time executive director, and I've been with Ministry of Hope for almost 9 years. I joined the board in 2016 and served 2 terms, and then when I rotated off, I couldn't get enough, so they hired me part-time to do some work for the nonprofit, and I've been there ever since. I started working in prison ministry back in 2011 with reentry and transitional housing, so I was actually kind of collaborating and working with Ministry of Hope since then, which is when I met the chaplains and all the volunteers back in 2011. Some of you guys may be new to us. Do we have any first-time luncheon attendees here? Could you raise your hand? Oh, that's a lot. I like it. That's great. Great job. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're here. Who has been to a luncheon before? Oh, it's about even, I think. Oh, thank you so much for joining us again. Do we have some past board members that could raise hands? Because we have a lot of people that have served in this room. Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And how about past staff? Because I did see at least one past staff member. Where is he? Where's Duncan Tan? Oh, yeah, and Carol's over there. Okay, so we got those hands there. Yes, thank you. Perfect. So as you can see, we have a lot of people that have been with us for years and have volunteered, or they've been staff, or they've been past board members. And so it's a wonderful thing to be involved in. And it is the time of year that we are looking for new board members or more volunteers. So let me just make that announcement as well. You can talk to one of our existing board members about that, or our staff, if you have any interest in that. For those of you that are new, I want to give just a really brief origin story for Ministry of Hope. We were founded in 1999, so it's been 26 years. Back when the women's facility was much smaller, it isn't where it is now. It was about 80 women, from what I understand. That was before my time as well. But there were volunteers, even then, with that small of a population. And some of them are here. Does anyone here that was a volunteer? I know of at least one. And yeah, there we go. There's a couple here that volunteered back in the early days when it was at the other facility. And they got together and they're like, wow, we need to have a chaplain. There wasn't a chaplain to do a lot of the things that was necessary for the women serving there. And so they formed together, they got a grant, and they hired a chaplain. And at first it was a part-time chaplain, and then over the years it became full-time, and then we had a full-time and a part-time chaplain, and that's how we are now with Chaplain Verbrugge and Chaplain Spencer. So we continue to grow, and now at the facility that we're at, that some of you are familiar with, we are at maximum capacity. It changes daily, but that's 366 women. So that's a large community there on the grounds. And so it's a lot of work. And so we're lucky to have great staff like Hemingway and Phillips leading the facility itself. And then our chaplaincy program, obviously we do the pastoral care and all of that, but we have a lot of other things we do too. And I'm not going to get into that because that's some other things coming up in the program. But we have expanded over the years as the need has arisen with talking to women and working with the women and seeing what's necessary for them to succeed upon release. Involves a lot of tools and a lot of resources and a lot of learning, and we are so happy to be part of that. And we couldn't do what we do without everyone in this room. So I want everyone to give themselves a round of applause. Because we really appreciate you being here. Yes. It's just special to me to see all these faces that are new and to see all of the faces that I've seen for years and years being here. So I do appreciate that. I'm going to ask Chaplain Verbrugge to come up now. She's going to do the next portion of our program. And like I said, feel free to move around as you need to, and we're glad you're here. She reminded me, I did need to mention about the raffle. So we're going to have two parts of the program where we're going to announce the raffle winners. There's 10, and we'll probably do 5 and 5. And so we'll pull the tickets, and then at the end of the event, when everyone's leaving, you can just go downstairs and tell them what you won, and we'll get you your basket if that works for everyone. So, okay, thank you. Get your raffle tickets while you can. Those baskets look amazing, so thank you to all of you who put those baskets together. I know some of you are in this room, and I know there are others that couldn't be here, but wow, I want to win all of them. So, as Carrie so eloquently said before, it's been a year. It's been a year. None of us knew what we were headed into when we left this place last year, when we were walloped by Helene. And we know that there are many still in our region that are living in tents for campers. And all of us drive by that destruction. We see roads that still aren't fixed. We see blue tarps on houses. We see rocks piled up on the side of the road. And then, as if that wasn't hard enough, our national scene got uglier. And no matter what side of the aisle we sit on, I think we can all agree that it's ugly out there. It's just ugly. And if you're like me, you want to avoid the headlines and you just think, what is happening with our world? It's all going to hell in a handbasket. What is going on? But I'm here to tell you that it's not all bad news out there. It's not all bad news. I am privileged to work in a place that many people would say is a special level of hell. And rightly so. Prison is a horrible place. It's a horrible place. I'm guessing that the ladies who are coming up here to speak, who we actually all want to hear speak, y'all don't want to hear me, you want to hear them. But I'm guessing that they would agree with me that prison is hell. The seemingly inane rules, the loss of dignity, the daily battle with drugs that are all over the compound, the worn out, overworked staff, and heck, just the fact that there are 360 women living on top of each other. If that's not hell, I don't know what is. And yet, prison can be holy ground too. And I get to work there. I get to see women's faces light up when they receive donated shampoo and deodorant because they haven't been able to afford to buy it from the canteen. And you know where that stuff comes from, y'all? It comes from people on the outside donating those things so that women can have dignity about their bodies. I get to hear women as they realize that they are not terrible human beings. They are not defined by their crime. But instead, they realize they are beautiful, strong children of God. And they hear that in our Trauma Talks program. Heck, they hear it every day. They hear Beaver yell it out to them every Friday and every Sunday. I get to sit with them as they see God, Allah, Jah, Yahweh, Creator, higher power. And as they see that God cannot be held back by a chain link fence and some razor wire. I have the privilege of trying hard to hold back tears as they get to see their children for the first time in years at our mom and teen retreat, or at our Christmas party, or when they're reading books to their children and being recorded so that we can send that book and that recording home to their kids. I sit by the American Indian Prayer Circle, which Elisa leads. And I get to watch as their prayers are lifted up to the heavens, to the Creator, in puffs of smoke. I watch as the Wiccan group grounds themselves in the beauty of creation. I marvel as the Rastafarians teach each other about capital L love. The love that they tell each other should be guiding each and everything that they do. My soul radiates in joy as the dance team practices their routines in the chapel and as the choir lifts their voices to heaven. I get to spend time with the staff, laughing and crying and groaning as we try to figure out how to make much out of not much at all. I get to stand by in awe and watch as volunteers come in and share their gifts with these women. Y'all don't have to do that. And yet you show up week after week after week and pour out your love. And I'm guessing that you receive way more back than you give. I get to play kickball at the mom and teen retreat. And I get to hand out Kleenex at the Kairos retreat. And I get to laugh and cry with the women in grief groups. And as I talk with them one-on-one, I get to be in some of the coolest worship ever. And above all, I get to hang out with some of the most remarkable women I have ever met. And those women teach me every single day that with love and faith, nothing is impossible. They show me, and I've told them this, they show me that walking on water is not impossible. And that if you sink, like our friend Peter did in our Bible. It's all right. You get back in the boat and then you try again. They show me that growth and love can happen even in hell. So my husband tells me on a regular basis when I bring home stories that I have the weirdest job in the world. And in some ways he is right on the money, because I'm guessing that there aren't many people that wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I really want to be a prison jack. Sign me up. And it is weird. And there are days when it's really hard. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it means that I get to stand on holy ground with these women every single day. So I'm grateful. And today we have two of these women here with us. We have Elisa and Mary Suzanne, and they are going to come up and share a little bit of their stories with us. So ladies, come on up.
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Suzanne. I want to first start off by sharing a little backstory about me. I've been incarcerated for 26 years, and I've been blessed to be at Western for 10 months. I was brought up in church. However, being immaturity and lack of many life experiences, I felt like I didn't quite know God. Prison is full of all types of diversity, cultures, races, classes, and beliefs. It's also a place where those that are lost and broken, hurt, addicted, and those that suffer from mental illnesses suffer for fulfillment and healing. I've been in every women's prison in North Carolina, with the exception of Lexington CRV camp. While I was in lockup at Southern Correctional in 2011, I heard God's calling and knew that I could not leave prison the way I came in. I had my Bible with me, and I grabbed it and started reading the New Testament. Once I was released from lockup, I had to return to Raleigh. But I felt God at work at Southern Correctional and put in for a transfer. There's where my life began to change. I wish I could say that all was glorious after that, but that's not how life happens. And I went through a very trying and dark experience at Anson Correction. God was still with me, but living in such darkness, my light was dimming. There's so few opportunities to share and grow in the Lord there, and it shows throughout that institution. Yet God is faithful. When I got to Western Correctional and just seeing a real chapel, a church that I learned that was available to every person in that facility, my spirit leapt. And I could not wait to attend my first service there. I immediately started asking questions and was amazed to realize that there were 3 services of Christian worship that we could all attend, with pews, hymnals, just like my church at home. There was a choir and a dance team. There was no control movement, no separation. Everyone was welcome. I felt a connection to God and community. I felt freedom, externally and internally as well, and my fire was blazing. I knew that God was going to spiritually grow me abundantly at Western. Not only is Christian worship available at Western, but there are numerous faith-based programs offered. To name a few that I've been blessed to attend are Houses of Healing, New Beginnings, New Spirituality, Kairos Prayer and Share, and Trauma Talks. In these classes, I have been able to gain a much better understanding of myself, others, and God. I have a safe place to be vulnerable, to share my hurts, habits, and hang-ups, to experience healing and the love of God. These services and classes help build a change in our community for the better and help prepare us to re-enter society whole. To elaborate, in Trauma Talks, around 10 of us gather in the chapel every Thursday afternoon to learn and process and heal our traumas. We watch a video that goes along with the chapter and workbooks that we are given, and we learn how trauma has affected us throughout our lives, physically, mentally, and emotionally. We meet in a group before and after each video to discuss what resonated with us. Sharing our experiences, we check in with how we are each feeling and offer empathy and compassion as we work through the big and little traumas of our lives. There is no judgment, and nothing is too big or too small for our discussion. Confidentiality is required and practiced throughout this class. It has helped me to have compassion for things that I previously could not, including myself. To look back on my life with greater understanding of my behaviors and actions. It has also offered better solutions for dealing with anger and helping me forgive myself and others. As I close today, I want to say that being able to have this much love, support, and opportunity through Western Correctional's chaplaincy has restored in me love, hope, and gratitude, and placed in my heart a desire to serve God fully and to seek His guidance daily. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Elisa. I'm a 53-year-old recovering drug addict. I'm a proud mother of 3 daughters and 10 grandchildren. I'm a proud member of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. At 13, I began to drink alcohol and smoke marijuana. This is where I began my life of addiction. I went to prison for the first time in 2009 and have been several repeated trips. I thought it was a lot of vacations. In 2015, June of 2015, I managed to stay out for 5 years. Before I went back, I had racked up numerous felony charges and became addicted to fentanyl. I relapsed several times on this before I got help. I never wanted to get a desire for change, and I found myself back in the Department of Corrections. However, since then, I found myself back in prison in 2020. Now I have decided it's time to get a change and get myself together. I have took every advantage of every class that there is offered to me. I am blessed to say I'm the faith leader of the Native American Circle, and I'm also working toward my associate's degree in social and human services to go back to my community to help others not make the same mistakes I've made. I want to share a small letter that I wrote in my grief share class that I had to stop going to because I had a full caseload in getting my associate's degree. Coming to prison this 5th and final time would be an experience that I can honestly say has taught me to be humble and to learn tolerance. Last but not least,